Hello and welcome. This is Angie with CountryChicCottage.net here today with another fun Halloween craft. So last week we started with Chester's Crafternoons, and this week we're continuing that. So this video is actually sponsored by Chester's. So we have another fun Halloween project. This time we're making little pumpkin magnets that actually are marbled on the inside. So what we did is we used Chester's marbling medium, some just Chester's acrylic paint, just craft paint, marbled them with a couple different colors, and we used glass rocks that were flat on the back. So we marbled the back, and then you can see it on through onto the front. And then we just went wild and drew on all kinds of pumpkin faces. So these are perfect for a crafternoon, crafters of all skill levels, including the kids. So if you want to have a fun craft day with kids, try these pumpkin magnets soon. So let's dive in, see how to make them. For this project, you're going to need Chester's marbling medium, a couple different shades of paint. And I have two versions of orange as well as white. You'll need these glass flat back. You could try searching glass rocks on Amazon, and then they have a flat back. You'll need some masking tape, a green pipe cleaner, some type of adhesive for your magnets, as well as a Sharpie, some stir sticks, and some small cups. We're going to start by mixing our paint with the marbling medium. The ratio is 1:1, so 1 part paint to 1 part marbling medium. We want to shake each of the products well. Now I'm mixing a very small amount of the white as well as a small amount of the lighter orange and then a larger amount of the darker orange. The ratios are completely up to you and the look you're going for with your marbled pumpkin magnets. Now you can actually let these rest a few minutes to avoid air bubbles. You're going to want to protect your work surface well, as marbling projects tend to be a bit messy. You can also try different types of tape, so the green tape versus the white tape, that type of thing, to get a tape that'll stick to the glass, actually stick to the glass surface and not peel up. And you also want to be able to see the entire flat surface. And then once you set your glass rock down, you'll want it to be fairly level. So this one is leaning over. So I can just kind of play with the tape or add more tape to the bottom to get it to sit fairly level. Then continue with the rest of your magnets. Alright, so now we have them all masked off, and this will keep a majority of the paint off the dome side. And now we can start marbling. So literally I'm going to use the stick I used to stir, which is just like a popsicle stick. And I'm going to start dripping on the paint. And as you can see, I have a variety of different amounts, and they're not all in the same location. So that's the fun part of this craft. So it's completely up to you what it turns out like. This is also a really fun one for the kids. So I want mine to be a majority of this orange. So I'm going to add more of it than the other colors. Now that you have your paint dripped on, you can tilt and turn the paint and allow it to run into each other, or you can actually use a clean popsicle stick and just move the paint around yourself. So moving it with a paint with a craft stick actually allows you to put less paint onto the back, thereby allowing them to dry quicker and making this a slightly quicker craft project. Because the paint is fairly thick, it will take a while to dry. So this tip will just speed it up, especially if you're using it for a crafternoons project, especially with kids, because we all know they can be impatient when it comes to crafting. We'll just make sure these are fairly flat and level, and then allow them to dry completely. So now these are dry, and we just need to remove the tape. You can actually remove any paint that may have seeped under with like a craft knife or something like that. It should easily come off of your glass rocks. Otherwise, check out that pretty marbled paint finish that comes through to the other side. So the first thing we need to do to our magnets is go ahead and add a magnet to the back. Now, these are pretty strong magnets, and they're circular like the pieces themselves. Now, I use like a really good quality adhesive to put magnets on. I don't want to use something that is like a hot glue or something that's not going to stick really well to the glass. So be sure you find an adhesive that works well with glass and is really strong. And then this is a quick set adhesive, so as soon as we're probably done with the last one, the first one will be ready to go. Then we just want to flip them over and start adding on some pumpkin faces. Now, while I did talk about this being a kids crafts project, be sure to supervise them. Magnets can be really dangerous to children, so we want to be sure that they don't put those in their mouth or anything like that. So just be sure to supervise them with the magnet portion of the craft. Now we're just going to add on some super small pieces of pipe cleaner as a stem on the top. So you want to just cut these. Then we'll just take each one, add a small drop of hot glue, and stick it right to the top of our pumpkin magnet. Those are so easy, right? And adorable. So if you have a craft day planned with the kids for Halloween, consider making these pumpkin magnets. Remember, use caution. Always supervise with the kids when there are magnets around. But otherwise, just kind of let them go wild with the marbling. Let them go wild with drawing all kinds of faces on them. They will have a creation they will love, and you will have a fun Testers craft afternoon. So if you want to see another fun Halloween project, the video from last week is up on YouTube, and you can head there and see that. It's also on the countrysheetcottage.net if you want to see it there. It was actually these fun Halloween mason jars with a skull on the front. So if you want to learn how to make these as well, head to the countrysheetcottage.net or the last video on YouTube, either way. And then you can make mason jars as well as cute pumpkin magnets at a craft afternoon before Halloween. So stay tuned because I have plenty of more ideas for you, and you want to stay tuned right here. So be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any of the ideas. Comment below if you have a craft afternoon or if you think it's an awesome idea. And thank you so much for joining me today.